Some family stories begin with success, others begin with chaos and explain the success later. The Kardashian-Jenner empire falls firmly into the second category. Long before luxury skincare lines, private jets, and reality TV dominance, there were handwritten diary entries, not glossy memoirs or carefully edited confessionals, but private notes written by a man watching his marriage collapse in real time. When excerpts from Robert Kardashian's diaries were later published by In Touch Weekly, they painted a picture very different from the polished family brand the world would come to know. And those pages don't start at the height of fame. They start decades earlier with a young woman named Kris Houghton and a pattern that would quietly repeat itself for the rest of her life. Before the cameras. In the 1970s, Kris was just 19 years old when she became engaged to professional golfer Cesar Sanudo, who was more than a decade her senior. His career required constant travel. According to multiple accounts, that absence created opportunity. During one of those periods, Kris began a relationship with a young attorney named Robert Kardashian. The engagement ended abruptly when Sanudo reportedly returned home unexpectedly and discovered the affair. The breakup was messy. Sanudo later alleged that a significant amount of gold, valued at roughly $30,000 at the time, went missing. Adjusted for inflation, that would be close to 7 figures today. No charges were filed, and the matter faded into rumor territory, but the incident set an early tone: relationships, secrecy, fallout. Not long after, Kris and Robert became a couple. They married, started a family, and outwardly settled into a picture of domestic stability. But beneath the surface, the same restlessness remained: marriage, motherhood, and the diaries. By the late 1980s, Robert Kardashian believed his marriage was unraveling. His private diary entries, later made public, describe a household defined by instability. He wrote about long absences, emotional distance, and what he believed were multiple affairs. One of the most cited allegations involves Kris's relationship with professional soccer player Todd Waterman. According to Robert's writing, this wasn't just infidelity, it was abandonment. He claimed Kris would leave the children, all under 11 at the time, for days without contact. In one entry, he described being alone with 4 young kids on Christmas Day, while Kris was allegedly out with another man. These diary excerpts are disturbing not because they're dramatic, but because they're mundane. Crying children, missed dinners, a father trying to keep a household running while the other parent checked out. Whether every detail is fully accurate is impossible to prove. Diaries capture perception, not court rulings, but they reveal how Robert experienced the collapse of his family. In 1991, he filed for divorce, citing infidelity, the divorce and its aftermath. The divorce proceedings didn't just end a marriage, they formalized a reputation. As part of the custody dispute, Kris was reportedly ordered to undergo a psychiatric evaluation. According to court-related reporting at the time, the assessment described traits such as narcissism and manipulativeness. Kris has never publicly accepted that characterization, but the description echoed what Robert had privately written years earlier. What happened next raised eyebrows then and still does now. Just 1 month after the divorce was finalized, Kris married Olympic gold medalist Kris Jenner. The partner changed. The dynamic didn't. The children grow up and speak up. Years later, Kris's children would begin sharing stories of their own. In interviews and reality TV moments, Khloe Kardashian has spoken candidly about her teenage years. She recalled being made to drive illegally at age 13 so her mother could continue partying late into the night. She described being responsible for getting Kendall and Kylie to school after those nights. Then there were the symbols. When Kim and Kourtney turned 16, they received brand new BMWs. When it was Khloe's turn, she was handed a used Chevy Tahoe. On that same birthday, Kris reportedly gifted herself a new Mercedes. It wasn't about the car, it was about the message. Even Kris's jokes about having a favorite child began to feel less like humor and more like quiet truth-telling. The rumor that never dies. Over time, persistent speculation emerged that Robert Kardashian might not have been Khloe's biological father. Some tabloids suggested a former hairstylist could be involved. Kris has repeatedly denied these claims, and no evidence has ever confirmed them. Still, the rumor endured, not because of proof, but because of perceived differences in treatment. Favoritism has a way of breeding questions, even when none can be definitively answered. Turning family into a brand. By the mid-2000s, Kris had shifted from full-time mother to full-time manager. When Playboy approached Kim Kardashian in 2007, Kim reportedly hesitated. Kris didn't. Cameras were already rolling for a new reality show. A magazine spread meant publicity. Publicity meant leverage. Kris attended the shoot, famously offering encouragement from off-camera. It became a pop culture moment and a business lesson. Exposure, when managed correctly, could be converted into control. Then came the sex tape, the tape that built an empire. For years, the public narrative was simple. Kim Kardashian was a victim of a leaked tape, and Ray J was the villain. In 2022, Ray J publicly disputed that story. During an Instagram live stream, he claimed the release was planned and that Kris Jenner was involved in approving which footage would be distributed. He presented what he said were contracts outlining multiple recordings. Kris and Kim have denied these claims. No court has ruled on the matter. But the debate reopened an uncomfortable question. Was the scandal accidental or strategic? Either way, the outcome is undeniable. Kim's profile exploded. The family's reality show launched with instant relevance. Ray J, meanwhile, carried the stigma for years. If fame is a currency, someone clearly knew how to invest early. The Jenner sisters enter the machine. Kris's focus soon shifted to her youngest daughters. Kendall was signed to a major modeling agency at just 14, sparking criticism that some campaigns pushed adult aesthetics too early. Kylie, even younger, underwent cosmetic procedures as a teenager, something she later openly acknowledged. By 17, Kylie was publicly linked to rapper Tyga, who was significantly older. The relationship drew scrutiny, but also attention. Attention, once again, translated into visibility. For critics, the pattern was clear. Boundaries blurred whenever opportunity appeared. Favoritism, control, and conflict. On Keeping Up with the Kardashians, viewers occasionally saw cracks in Kris's carefully curated image, heated arguments, insults caught on camera, moments where control slipped and frustration took over. She continued to maintain close ties with Scott Disick long after his breakup with Kourtney, often defending him publicly despite his history of instability. To some, it looked like forgiveness. To others, it looked like prioritizing storylines over emotional safety. Kris's management style wasn't subtle. Love was conditional. Affection followed profitability. Khloe and the cost of criticism. Of all the children, Khloe seemed to carry the heaviest emotional burden. She has spoken openly about being told by her mother, at just 9 years old, that she needed a nose job. Years later, she got one, and admitted the comment never left her. Over time, her appearance changed dramatically through multiple procedures. Critics argue that Kris didn't just manage insecurity, she planted it. Allegations and denials. In 2020, Kris was accused of sexual misconduct by a former bodyguard. She denied the allegations, calling them false and defamatory. The case did not result in criminal charges, but it added another layer to a long-standing narrative about blurred boundaries and power dynamics. The final irony. Robert Kardashian died believing he had failed to protect his children from chaos. His diaries suggest a man overwhelmed by a system he couldn't control. Ironically, that same system became one of the most profitable entertainment machines in modern history. Kris Jenner didn't just raise celebrities, she engineered a business model built on exposure, controversy, and relentless control. The world rewarded her for it. Ratings, contracts, billion-dollar valuations. But behind every empire is a cost. And in this one, the bill was paid by family. If you made it this far, you already know this video isn't about gossip. It's about how fame is engineered, how families become products, and how success can hide damage in plain sight. If you want more deep dives like this, no fan edits, no hate pieces, just the full picture, like and subscribe.